It seems like it was just like a day ago that I was 14 and starting the show, and so yeah, it's overwhelming and crazy. I can't quite wrap my head around it.
Well, I haven't been on the show for 4 years like these guys.
Probably your family.
But still, it was my first ever job in America, and everyone became my family. It wasn't just the cast; these guys are amazing, but the crew were incredible. So it's a kind of bittersweet because I think we were all growing up, especially for these guys. You know, these guys have been doing it since they were 14. I came when I was 17, I think. So it was kind of time to move on, do different stuff, grow up, you know, do that. But overall, we had an amazing time. Well, I personally did anyway, and just worked with really cool people and got to do so much cool stuff.
You gonna miss the makeup?
No.
Can I tell you, he was such a trooper.
It wasn't fun.
Imagine.
It was 3-4 hours a day with the
bless your
glue
heart.
and the alcohol on the face, not in the mouth.
And all that hair got everywhere.
Yeah,
We did a werewolf. They've aired it. We did a werewolf episode, and we got to all experience that. And we were just like, God, we had so much respect for you after that because we were like, hair is everywhere. These teeth would stay in. Like,
oh yeah, I remember that. So overall, I'm not gonna miss it, but I'll miss being Mason, I guess.
What's next for you guys?
You know, we love it. I mean, jump in if you disagree, but I don't think you will. We all love our jobs. And
I hate it.
Apparently he does disagree. But we all are actors first and foremost, and we just want to make good work. And so, you know, I have a couple things in the works, as I'm sure you do too. And so...
Yeah, I'm working on an ABC Family show called Melissa and Joey, which has been a lot of fun. And, you know, it was weird growing up watching Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Also, of course...
So you're all grown up.
Yeah, watching Joey Lawrence as well. So working with those two guys is great. And then I have 2 movies in post-production right now, one called White Frog and one called Camilla Dickinson. White Frog is a really, really cool movie. It was funny because there were 3 other werewolves. We had a kid called Boo Boo Stewart, who's in the Twilight franchise. We had Tyler Posey, who's in the Teen Wolf franchise, you know, that show. And then had me.
You weren't playing werewolves in the movie,
No,
right?
no.
Okay, good.
Thank God.
I was like, typecasting.
Yeah. Right. So overall, but I think Jennifer's right. We all just want to kind of make sure that we choose, and the next project, especially for all of us, are very, very important.
Yeah.
So just kind of continuing working, and then there's a big pilot season coming up, so we'll see what life brings us.
Do you have any crazy fan stories from over the years?
You might have one of them.
Well, I don't know. The guys have the crazier ones. Mine, for the most part, it's always just really weird when you're in a public restroom and you see this like little hand come under with like a piece of paper and a pen. I've had that happen several times. It's so weird. Like that one, I haven't quite gotten over. That one's really
weird.
fun.
The image is in my head.
Yeah, it's so weird. But they're like 12, so it's harmless. It's not like pedophile people. I don't know. I should ask that. Oh God.
I don't know. It's just I think most of it's normally pretty sweet.
Yeah, most of them are really nice.
Just sometimes, it's a bit weird. Basically, you just get a lot of screaming, and I don't mind screaming from really far away, but when it's how close me and Jennifer are, it's a bit weird.
What really freaks me out, even still, is the crying.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I forget. Like, to me, it's just a show, and I forget that people actually watch it. And so when people come up to me, they're like, "Oh my God!" I'm like, "Are you okay? Did someone hurt you?" Like, I never connect. It takes me forever.
Yeah, they freak out.
You guys don't have powers except for, well, that's kind of a power.
Rub it in.
Yeah, but so what would you want? What would you want if you could have one, or for real?
You start. I took the first one.
What would I have?
Quick on your feet. You've never been asked this before?
I don't think so.
Really? Our question I always get asked.
Maybe like flying.
Cool.
That'd be kind of cool.
Like Superman flying, or
yeah,
without wires.
Save a lot of
Yeah.
airfares too. I'm back to London. So.
What would you?
I would probably do mind reading, but be able to turn it off and on, because then I would just be insecure and anxious,
And
and
you'd be a psycho.
I'd be psychotic because I'd be hearing voices. But yeah, if I could read people's minds with the ability to turn it off and on, that would probably be my choice.
This show was the first, really, if I think back, to have young people playing werewolves, vampires, and have supernatural powers on like a regular basis. So, and then a lot of shows came after that, and it's just amazing. So, how do you feel about starting a trend, really? Because you guys are really one of the first that stuck.
What I think was really great about our show is I'm a big fan personally of prosthetics. I've used them before. I will use them again. But I think it's great that they allowed younger people to sort of really explore that avenue and really explore sort of that supernatural aspect. Because I definitely think portraying a character, and you can definitely attest to this, portraying a character that's not realistic, that's not just like a normal person, is a lot more, is a whole unique challenge. And I think it was nice that they presented young actors with that prospect.
Yeah, I think that, like, with adding all that stuff to the show, I mean, being Wizards, I mean, it's quite risky, you don't know whether it's going to stick, like you said. So to have a show that's successful, it's great because, it's not like a typical TV show. So, I don't know, it was really cool to be part of it,
It's usually older actors playing things like that. That's what's cool.
That was my whole point, was the fact that they allowed,
Yeah, and also kids, kids who watch the show are smart. I wasn't a smart 10-year-old, but there were some smart 10-year-olds. There were a lot of smart 10-year-olds in the world. And
let us hope.
No, and that's why it was great for them to give the opportunity to kids to really explore in their minds and to kind of really have fun with it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was cool. I'm glad the kids really kind of proved the kids are actually intelligent.
Guys, what's something that would surprise us that's on your iPod?
Oh Lord. I have a lot of because I run a lot. And so to help me sort of get through that last mile, I go between, really hardcore rap and really hardcore screamo. So those are two, it's very intense running. So those are two that I don't think people would look at me and peg. What about you?
I honestly, you might not believe this, but I don't have an iPod.
You don't? How do you live, dude?
I don't know. I just don't have an iPod.
That hurts me.
What kind of music do you listen to or whatever when you got on your
Pandora.com.
It hurts me in my heart.
You go to
Pandora.com.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, just type in whoever. I love the Jay-Z and Kanye West album. So that kind of music. I don't have a specific type. Just any. I mean, also you go back into the older music. And my mum would go so mad at me if I said that. But the Beatles and just stuff like that, Billy Joel and things like that. That's pretty cool.
You have a totally different concept of what's old than I do. I would go back to the 1920s,
That's old.
That's old.
Ukulele. What's his name?
I could so imagine you jamming out to that at night.
I do. I'm 100.
Greg, those movies you mentioned, those are theatrical movies or TV? Okay,
features, yeah.
Thought so. All right.
There's been a lot of talk of the X Factor's Rachel Crow getting a Disney deal. What do you guys think about that? If you even know who she is. If you don't.
I don't watch that show.
I love that show. It's my favorite show.
You tweet about it all the time, so I'll let you run with this one. I don't know what's going on.
I love it.
I don't know what.
Basically, X Factor was a British show, and then a lot of the stuff Americans copied it.
Shut up.
Sorry.
Yeah, last year's Oscars were like the BAFTAs. Be quiet.
But Rachel Crow is very, very talented. I mean, I've never seen her act, so it's hard saying someone should have their own Disney show if I've never seen them act.
That's kind of required.
Yeah. So we'll see about that. But I do want Chris Renee to win, because what I like about the show is, in my opinion, there's a great singer on the show called Melanie Amaro, and she's a stunning voice, but just go on American Idol for that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Like the X Factor is...
What's the difference?
Well, the X Factor is literally, it's like having the X Factor. It's having something different. It's having like a likability
Oh, like
factor.
the It Factor.
Yeah, the It Factor.
I'm connecting.
Yeah, and there's a guy called Chris Renee who used to be, he had a very troubled background, used to get involved in silly things.
He's got a sob story. He'll win. They do. Whenever they're
I buy the sob story.
Well, I'm you know me, I'm jaded.